I'm Tori Baker, or Tori as my friends call me. I'm from London in the UK. Been living in London for most of my life. I've known I guess I was transgendered since about 3.5. My sisters used to play with me, used to dress me. And the reason why I remember this, or kind of those moments, is I was elated. I had a feeling of happiness that I rarely get. And actually for the first time I felt very different. At the age of about 4.5, my dad found me for the first time. And what I remember is that feeling of just hate, really. The feeling of pain and fury and violence and shouting and kind of being told that you could never do something. And from a very young child to be kind of given that message about trying to find who you are is actually, it's a big thing. It led to a lot of fear, it led to a lot of change. Now, so the ages 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on through my kind of early childhood, the same things happened. I was hiding clothes, I was trying to find time to be myself, to feel normal. And each time I was discovered, I was hit, I was beaten, I was screamed at, I was kind of told that I was wrong, basically. My dad used to start calling me gay from that time, and what it started to do was really confuse me. I started to question if I was gay, what was wrong with me, what was going on. So I did the opposite from about 9. I tried to over-masculinize. I tried to become the opposite to protect myself. We call it covering sometimes. So you add a cover to protect yourself, like an enclosed case, really. So I did all the things that I should have done or thought I should do. So I did taekwondo. I was very good. I had my black belt. I was a hooker at rugby. I was playing football. I was playing hockey. I was playing all of the sports things that I guess as a young man I was meant to, with that hope that one day my dad would be proud. But what it started to foster inside me was a huge amount of sadness, a dark place. So at the age of 15, I realised I couldn't express myself. I had no way to kind of get a voice to the world. So I went into music. And at that time, it was my only route to expression. So I went into it very extremely. I started to play a lot. And I mean, I have a lot of hand injuries today where I've actually hurt my hands quite extremely from the amount I used to play. But it gave me a voice in the world for the first time. It gave me expression. It gave me beauty. All the things that I was craving inside. I was already in a bad place. Kind of started touring, started playing a lot of gigs. And with that kind of environment, I got into extreme amounts of drugs. And actually, I would suggest that I'm very lucky to be here today. I was very young, 24. I'm trying to find my way in a world that I had no idea who I was, where I was going, and kind of trying to do an internship, and ended up on the streets of Camden for about a year and a half, 2 years, just trying to find myself. And for the first time, even in that kind of melting pot that I ended up in, I kind of started to understand that there was a word called transgender, that I wasn't alone. Other people had similar issues as me. I saw that opportunity, and when you're in that kind of at the bottom, you kind of hit that kind of rock place, and for the first time I realised no one was going to change my life. The only person that could change my life was me. So I'm a lesbian, and it took me a long time to realise and find comfort in that, the fact I could be transgendered, or who I am, and actually still like girls. I was confused by this title being called gay, and then one day I realised I was gay, which is quite a revelation again of actually, oh, I can be who I am and still like the people that I like. But 5.5 years ago, I met a beautiful girl. 4 years into that relationship, a magical event happened between both of us. A little girl came into my life called Ella, who's my shining light. Her name's Ella Faria, which actually means my freedom in Greek. And I started to look down at this very innocent, beautiful little girl, and actually thinking about all the kind of hurt I had gone through and all the pain and all of the kind of the hard upbringing. How could I dare to put a little girl through the same things I had been? So it really kind of shook me. It made me think about everything, about what I wanted for her. I took the brave step to transition about 2.5 years ago, and she saw the change in me and was instantly very happy that I was happy. I could feel that. But she used to call me Lady Daddy at the beginning. She still calls me Daddy today, and it's something that I'm never going to let her lose. But I will always be her father. I spent a whole life of hiding, not being able to tell the truth. So I took a brave step to ensure that I live in the light of truth now. I've seen the impact of what the truth does. It brings people together. It makes people understand. And actually, I spent a long time, I guess, looking at the world and going, actually, I felt alone. And actually, people don't need to be alone. Everybody's different. Everyone has the right to be themselves.